It's your boy T, and I'm here with another BD. Oh, for y'all boys, we have another Larry Bird, Larry Legend reaction. I read y'all comments, and I've been seeing that y'all boys want me to react to Larry Bird's Ultimate Trash Talk compilation. So let's do it, y'all boys. Let's get into Larry Legend and his legendary ways.
Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people say, really? You know, they thought it was Reggie or Charles.
Bird used to tell me, look here, man. You supposed to be a great defender, right? And I'm going to make sure I tell you where I'm going to shoot the ball at.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face.
And I'm looking at this guy like,
Crazy.
He's nuts.
He's
I'm
nuts.
going to go shoot this motherfucking jumper in your face right there in that cone. And it's going to be your Christmas present. I'm going to wrap it up and bust your head open.
What?
That's
Larry,
exactly what he did.
Larry,
He tell you gonna hit a shot to certain.
Larry Bird was talking like that, G. He said he gonna wrap him up. He said he gonna wrap it up in a Christmas present and bust his head, G.
He gonna do just that, and ain't nothing you can do about it.
Been a better player each step I took. I was able to look more than the other guys. I had a green light. I could make plays, but I always knew early on, especially when I was a junior, senior high school, that probably the outcome of the game was going to depend on me.
Well, yeah, I interviewed Gary Payton, a venomous trash talker. And I asked him who the most vicious trash talker he's ever encountered. He said Larry Bird.
Oh, no question.
Bird talk shit, like we talk
Let
or
me
like.
tell y'all something. Bird used to tell me, look here, man. I'm going to go shoot this motherfucking jumper in your face right there in that corner. And it's going to be your Christmas present. I'm going to wrap it up and bust your head open.
Crazy,
All
bro.
that shit. He told me, young fella, let me tell you something. I can shoot a jumper anywhere I want to. You supposed to be a great defender, right? I'm gonna make sure I tell you where I'm gonna shoot the ball at. And I was like, man, come on now, you're not gonna shoot the ball.
Jump crazy.
And so he said, I'm gonna take you over in that corner right there. You see it over there by my bench, right? And I'm gonna give you something, and it's gonna be this jumper. So he went right to that corner, and I'm up on him, I'm under him. And he said, young fella, what did I tell you I was gonna do? And he turned around, raised up,
No.
all drawn.
Wow, that junk is crazy,
I said,
bruh.
shit, I ain't gonna mess with you no more.
Crazy.
Oldest dude I ever seen with that shit, man. Everybody be talking about these greats. They'll be always mentioning him. He was the shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Crazy.
Man. He'll give it to you any way he wanted to. Larry Bird was cold.
Bird didn't talk trash to you,
Oh
did he?
my God, Bird talked trash to everybody. I always tell the story about Larry Bird. I remember him, he was cursing under his breath. And I asked him, I said, Larry, what's going on with you? He says, you guys are being disrespectful to me. And I says, what are you talking about? He says, you guys are putting a white guy on me. I just started laughing. I had no comment. He says,
What?
It's disrespectful when y'all put a white guy on me.
Larry said, I'm insulted.
Larry said that he is so good to the point, right? That he don't even want his own race on him. Junk is crazy. That boy say, y'all better put a black guy on me. Junk is crazy.
That they would put a sorry dude like you on me. He said, no, I don't even want to play no more. He would drop the ball and take a turnover. And I'm looking at this guy
What?
like, he's nuts, you know?
The story goes that when he played against Denver, they had a guy named John Hansley, a white guy, really good defender, right?
Okay.
They put him on Larry, and Larry was weighing his ass out. And Larry would run by the bench and tell Doug Moe, who was the coach, get him off me. That's disrespect.
That's crazy,
Put a black
bro.
guy on me. Because when he
Put a black
played
guy on
back in
me.
the day, that's all he played against was brothers. So he was like, I had to torch his ass so they understand.
And Larry got on the roll, started shooting the balls, and every shot was
That's
going
crazy.
in. Right? He runs by Frank Layden, who's the funniest guy in the league, and Frank is coaching, and Larry says to him, hey, Frank, don't you have anybody on that bench that can guard me? He goes, so nobody out here can. Frank looked down at the bench and goes, no.
Along with Steve Jones and Rick Barry, this is Bob Neal. Just moments before the American Airlines Sheraton long-distance shootout.
The All-Star game is in Dallas, the first three-point contest, and he just starts looking at guys, doesn't say a word, and people are getting kind of nervous. Everybody's sitting there, everybody's real quiet. You knew the guys, but you never were around them. And nobody's really saying anything, so I walk in and look around, and then he finally speaks and says, I'm just looking to see who's going to finish second.
And says, I hope
That's
all you guys
crazy.
are thinking about second place because I'm winning this.
That's
Did
crazy.
you really say that? Who's playing for second?
Yeah, I did.
That's insane, bro.
When you walked in there, what were you thinking when you made that announcement to the room? Just messing with all those guys?
I know going into that, I remember in the locker room, Robert said something that there's no way in the hell I was going to win that 3-point contest. So I knew right then I had to win.
That chick's had my name on it for a week now, and I knew I was going to win this thing. I've been practicing. My
That's
teammates said I wasn't
crazy.
going to win it, but I came back and lucked out, really.
Bird would luck out again the next year, but in 1988, it looked like his luck had finally run out.
1988.
That normal Bird rhythm going for him. Seconds remaining, has only 7, has to beat 15. That's 8, make it 9.
Don't tell me that man, bro, don't tell me this man just make.
13. Huge rack that time for Bird. He's still got to drop one here quickly. 14. This is a tie.
No.
For the money. Yo!
Oh my! And he put the finger up too, bro.
He knew exactly what the score was. He knew that ball
He knew
was
that
gonna
was
win
in.
the competition for him, and it's almost like he did it in dramatic fashion just to make it more fun.
He knew it
Golden,
when
bro.
he let it go.
Legendary.
And was headed for the winner's circle.
He took off his top yet. See what he took
Oh,
off.
he did it with
Larry
his
used to
jacket
come in
on,
the
bro.
locker rooms, he'd be getting his ankles taped, and he'd say, hey, ball boy, run in and go find the scoring record in this building. He needed those kind of challenges.
He had accomplished every goal. We hadn't lost a game on the trip. And Larry told all of us players and the media too, tomorrow night's the last game of the trip. I'm going to play this with left-handed at least through 3 quarters.
This is the game right here, y'all. This is the game that was mentioned in the Ultimate. If y'all haven't checked out that Ultimate mixtape, y'all go check it out. This is the game right here where I couldn't fathom, right? The fact that this man legitimately played a game left-handed, bro. Junk is crazy to me. I can't even do a left-hand layup, and I've been playing basketball all my life. I probably have shot, bro. I missed so many left-hand layups. It's so uncomfortable for me to do a left-hand layup, bro. And he's shooting left-handed.
It was at a time when, McHale was still coming off the bench.
And so Larry scores his 6th point on a left-handed shot.
And I'll never forget him. McHale yells out.
And McHale goes, hey, Jerome, wait till he starts shooting right-handed.
Crazy.
And at the end of 3 quarters, he had 27 points left-handed.
Well, left-handed is one thing.
Even
but
dunking
when the game
left-handed,
got
that's
close, I had
funny.
to go back to the right one.
He
had to
pulled
go
all
back.
these things in his head during the game. So he'd have a shooting drill at the old Boston Garden.
4:30 in the afternoon. I was an early guy. I'd set up early. The garden would be dark.
Late in the afternoon by himself, dark garden. Come out with an equipment guy and just do the perimeter, shoot for half hour. All you heard was swishing.
If he missed a shot during that thing, he'd say that the Bull Gang set up something wrong with the rim. Otherwise that would have gone in.
I'd get there early, plug in my Stone Age computer right next to the bench. He'd come over, he'd call me Scoop. He'd say, Scoop, what are you working on? I'm like, I'm doing an early story.
Then I'd say, well, I'm doing an early edition newspaper story about your free throw streak.
You were approximating the NBA record for consecutive free throws, so don't miss one tonight or I'll look bad in the paper.
Sure enough,
Crazy.
First half, he goes to the line for 2, and the foul line is lined up right where we're sitting if he looks over.
He's at the line. He makes the first.
He looks over and winks at me.
He looks over and winks at me. before he makes
Crazy.
the second. I mean, guys don't do that.
Confidence, bro.
And he would
always thinking about these things. It's like paying off a bet in the middle of a game. He was doing 2 things at once.
Well, you had the Bird night.
I had the
in
Bird night.
New
Yeah,
Orleans.
that was a tough night, man.
But nobody was guarding Bird, were they?
Well, we were trying.
You were trying to.
No, but when a guy is literally coming up the court, calling his shots. So in that game, we're on the free throw line, and he literally says,
"It's off the glass. Who's next? Where do you want this one from?"
What?
And he just made one after another, and he just tortured him.
Left-handed is crazy. That's
I
OD.
think Bird went by the bench one time too.
He fell in the bench.
Oh, he did.
And he called that one. That was the one where he fell in it. He literally said, off the glass into the trainer. And,
Into the trainer is crazy.
He said, in the trainer's lap, coming down the court. He shot this high rainbow. It goes in. Ricky.
Oh my gosh! Look at the bench reaction. Oh, he did go into the trainer's lap, bro.
Carr and Cliff Levingston got fined by Fratello, I think, for
and Eddie Johnson for celebrating.
They got
celebrating Bird.
Yeah,
they got bro. They got fined for reacting, and I feel like that's all that should have been, because of the fact that is bad, like, team chemistry, bro. If you are celebrating the opposing player doing what he's doing. That junk is crazy, bro. Larry he just that good to where he had opposing teams celebrating, bro.
Film session. Every time when I see Mike, we still laugh.
God,
it was the greatest film session ever because back then, you watched the real game and just went, with a video, and Mike rewound the celebration 20 times.
Wow, that junk is crazy. If my dog had his leg up in junk, look, them boys like fans.
I mean, everybody was entertained by this. Even the guys on the Atlanta bench.
Look at that, bro.
Watch the reactions on the Atlanta bench.
Crazy, bro.
You see Scotty Hastings with them. Yeah. Watch Cliff Livingston over here.
No, that joke is crazy. My dog down there passed out.
Wouldn't let it go. It just kept rewinding. Showing the guys, you remember they're giving each other high five.
And then somebody falls off the bench.
Yeah, that was Eddie Johnson.
Yeah,
Eddie Johnson. He was cool too.
Laughter, and Antoine Carr and Cliff gives each other high five. And our film session was 20 minutes of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so it was a bad night.
Right to the celebration.
It was shocking. And I'm a rookie,
Dominique.
I go shake his hand, and he put both hands behind his back. And I'm saying, okay, he's getting his head ready to play. First play of the game, he says, I don't know where they got you guarding me, Holmes. And he shoots a three. I was pissed.
Holmes is crazy.
I said, I wasn't mad he hit the three, but this just called me Holmes. And so it set up for a really interesting game. Because I remember one time I came down and I dunked it on him.
Oh,
he landed on the
you
ground,
got dunked on?
and I'm pointing.
Whoa,
he
shoot.
said, hey, Rook. I said, what? He said, I like you. He said, you got balls, but I'm still going to get 30 on your ass.
And he cooked
about
them.
38, so he kind of proved his
Wow,
point.
he had
But I had
38.
to pay my dues. I wasn't upset about that because, back then, as a rookie, you got to pay your dues. Simple as that.
It was funny. The first time that I played in my rookie year, I guarded Larry Bird, and it took me about 10 minutes to realize I should be probably guarding him instead of staring at him.
That's funny.
And he came down. It was funny. He came down one time.
Is that Marjorie?
Mark West was the center on our team, and Larry looked at me, and then he looked at Mark, and he said, Mark, I'm going to go down. I'm going to come off the screen. I'm going to catch it right there. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to shoot it in the rookie's face, and then I'm going to run down the floor. And that's exactly what he did.
Wow.
And
He just told him every single thing he's about to do. And he still done it. He still did it, even though he told him he's going to do it.
That just happened.
But did he talk to you, or you weren't
He
good
talked
enough?
through me. He never
He talked through him.
He never addressed me.
I love that.
Like, I wasn't even there.
And did Mark West go on?
Mark was like, all right,
okay,
man.
yeah, all right.
You probably will. Good luck.
And then he did.
He did it.
Well, he did
there
that.
was nothing I could do about it.
He backed up whatever he said. If he tell you going to hit a shot to a certain place, or if he going to take you down to the post, turn around, hit a fadeaway J, he going to do just that. And
help that man up, bro.
These guys came in together in 81. There's Kevin, there's Larry, there's Robert. Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge, they knew what each other could do. And what I did was said, okay, let's see what's happening out there. And you'd see Larry shooting the three-pointer, and then I call a timeout, and they didn't count the three-pointer.
Larry just hit.
I remember that.
Would have been the game-winning shot, but KC called timeout.
That was in the Ultimate mixtape. I remember this.
Call the timeout.
Oh, that was
Larry came
sad,
back to
bro.
the bench and, he was a little upset.
So he's very upset with that. So I diagrammed the play. He says, head with the play, Case.
Hey, guys, when I come back after timeout, I'm going to go right to the same spot. I'm going to kick it in.
Give me the ball and tell all the rest of the guys to get out of the way. I
That's
said, shut
crazy.
up, Larry. I'm the coach here. Okay. All right. Then you should take the ball out, give it to Kevin, then you throw it to Larry, and everybody get the hell out of the way.
2 points.
This junk is so
And
funny,
Bird
bro.
is out by the three-point line, and he's being guarded by a guy named Johnny High.
He goes down before the ball is thrown in, and he's standing right in front of the Phoenix bench, and he looks at all the guys on the bench and says,
Yeah, I'm just fixing to bust a three on you guys and just go home. I'm tired of this.
and he says, watch my hand as I follow through.
And, Johnny High sort of smiles and laughs about it.
And I was supposed to cut off the high post and post up for a second and then go across and set a pick. Well, I came off the pick and I was wide open and I stood there waiting for the ball. I had a smaller guy to post up and Larry just waved me out of the way saying, get out of here, get out of the way.
And then he just turns around and shoots a perfect three.
As the
One-legged,
ball's in the
bro.
air, he kind of turns towards the Phoenix bench and yells, told you so.
Bro, that junk is crazy.
As he continues on to the dressing room.
Told you
Now,
so.
That's what you call arrogance.
Yeah, very
And
arrogant.
from that time, I learned to run Larry's play, not the coach's play.
He wanted the light on him. He wanted the focus. and he wanted that ball. And if KC would ever call somebody else's play, Larry would just say, no. I'm shooting this ball. And she would.
Crazy.
I get a charge when I tell someone on the opposing team that I'm going to hit the last second shot and then do it. That's what it's all about.
Tie game, 13 seconds to play. Celtics basketball.
During the timeout, I'm going through a play, and about that time, Larry steps in and says, Coach, why don't you just give me the ball and tell everybody to get out of the way? It's Larry. If he wants the ball, he wants the ball.
Carlisle.
After the timeout, we walked back on the court, and then Xavier was guarding him. So he tells Xavier, he says, I'm getting the ball.
I said, I know I'm going to be waiting. And he said, I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face. 5, and Bird has the basketball.
That's great. Oh, my God.
Phenomenal the way that he came out when right about that exact spot and shot a shot right in my face. And, you know, he was like, I didn't mean to leave 2 seconds on the clock. I walked back to the side.
No, bro. Larry could. He said, I did not mean to leave 2 seconds on the clock, which means it's going to go in regardless. That means he's going to end the game regardless. He was going to make that shot regardless.
Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people say, really? You know, they thought it was Reggie or Charles. Larry Bird talked more trash on the basketball court than anybody I've ever played against. So we playing him the last play. He says to James Worthy, he says, you guys don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go right over there that corner. And I'm going to catch it, I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to tie the game or win the game, whatever the case may be. They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or
DJ?
The late, great DJ.
Yeah.
You DJ coming down, right, with the ball. Oh, great DJ, that's good. So
They
pass
great
it to
DJ.
Larry, he's in that corner. Now I got to go out and close Larry Bird out. So as I'm running out to Larry Bird, he's talking trash to me.
Wow.
Why are you running out here?
That's crazy.
Who says that in the middle of the game?
Yeah, that's
He
crazy,
said, I'm
bro.
gonna wait till you get 1 step away from me and I'm gonna shoot it right in your face. So I got 1 step away. He shoots it all net. 3-pointer.
Junk crazy,
Take the ball
bro.
out, man crow right to the corner, caught the shot, shot a 3. Game over.
That was it, bro.
Are you effing kidding
That's
me?
crazy, bro.
He turned to me and said, you did all that running for nothing.
And he was saying in such a calm way that you didn't think it was trash talking, but it's
Trash talking, yeah.
You're not going to tell me you're going to go over there and shoot the ball in my face. That's trash talking. But he would tell you before the play even started. He'd tell you where he's going. He'd tell you when he catches it, there's nothing you could do about it. And it was great trash talking because it wasn't vulgar. I mean, he wasn't pounding his chest. You can just be standing next to him. You know, I would jump out and try to block a shot on rotation, and he'd say, Scott.
You jump high, but you don't jump that high. You can't get this.
Scott, you're a little too late. Scott, you're not getting that. Why are you even jumping? Why are you running out here?
That's crazy, bro.
Game.
He'd say something like, don't do that.
Yeah, don't
do that. It's crazy.
I mean, he talked the whole game, and it was, you know,
Look how high he shot that,
after
bro.
years of thinking about it, you're like, man,
Double
that dude
team.
why he's one of the greatest players ever played.
He was ridiculous. He came on here. Our sportscaster played
Another goat.
the
I gotta react to
Superman theme when he was talking about him that night after the game because he did everything, points, rebounds, assists, just steals, you name it. Larry has such a great mind for the game. I had a lot of respect for him as a competitor.
That competitive nature.
Kobe.
The work ethic,
Another GOAT.
Because I asked a lot of questions. You know, playing with Byron
R.I.P.
Scott, I
Kobe,
asked him a
bro.
lot of questions. Eddie Jones,
Lakers
Magic,
legend.
James Worthy, Kurt Rambis, all the Laker greats. I would always sit down and just ask them questions. What actually happened there? What did you feel there? Why? You know, Bird tough to defend. Why? Because you look slow as shit to me. I'm missing something. So like, tell me what I'm missing. You know what I mean?
You know, like I was saying, growing up in
Patrick
Boston,
Ewing.
people all used to always talking about that he can't jump, he can't do this, he can't do that. And, you know, a lot of my friends was like that, you know. So, I got to the league. I called all my friends back up. I said, you know, all that trash that you were talking, you need to squash all that. This man is great. Whatever you were saying, for a man who can't jump, he's demolishing everybody.
He's a monster, bro.
Doing it on
Legend.
everybody. He's doing it on the best defensive players in the league.
Cooking them boys,
Never
bro.
forget driving, and I'm listening to a game. It's New Mexico State playing Indiana State. I don't really care about the game, but New Mexico State is right up the streets from El Paso, and I went to UTEP, and we're big rivalries. So I'm hoping that Indiana State will beat New Mexico State. And I'm listening to the radio, and I have no clue of the players on either team. All of a sudden, this name keeps coming. Bird. He goes to the right. Bird. He makes the shot. Bird.
He made a half-court shot. Did he make that?
Bird. Bird. You know, here's Bird. And Bird
Nathan, boy.
and Bird. Oh, did you see the pass that Bird made? I can't see it, but I'm just trying to imagine
You can imagine it because you hear it.
When I got to the end, I said, damn, that brother can play. When I got the newspaper the next morning and saw Larry's picture, I said, damn.
That's crazy, bro.
Larry, it wasn't you know, be honest with you. The young lady that said you were her favorite player, mine too. I love you too, Magic, but not as much as I like Bird.
Yeah, Bird. Legendary, bro.
Talk about great basketball players, and they don't never mention him to be up in that round. But Larry Bird was cold. I don't think nobody ever could get out with him. You asked Magic. That's why Magic had a run, and he was mad when he had to retire in 92 because of what he was going to be missing with Larry Bird. And then you remember Larry Bird took 2 more years, and then he quit because he said his main guy who he wanted to play against is gone.
Wow.
We're in LA.
He said that he retired 2 years later because his main guy he wanted to go against, I guess that was probably considered his competitor, was no longer playing anymore. So he decided to leave 2 years later. Larry's story, hey, this Larry Legend is this pure legendary, bro.
And I'm hurt. They got a pulled hamstring, so I'm not playing tonight. So I can't play against the Celtics. You know, I'm killing myself. You know, Larry warming up. The anthem is sung and get introduced. And right before they go out on the court, Larry comes down and said, you know what? Since you're here, I'm going to put a show on for you. So you just sit back and watch.
For Magic, it's crazy.
Don't worry. I'm going to put a show on for you.
Crazy, bro.
Man, get out of my face, man. Want to hear that? You know, that's Celtics and the Lakers. And he went out. I think he scored 38 points, about 20 rebounds, about 15 assists.
Wow.
Every shot he would shoot, he would turn to me. Every time he hit one.
That's cold, bro. That's cold, bro. You blew him a kiss? Oh, my gosh.
You know, the thing about it that I love about you is that most guys talk trash and can't bag it up. But Mr. Bird, you know you can bag your trash talking.
Crazy, bro. I've never heard of somebody like this, bro.
And last but not least, I'm going to say this because you told me one lie. You only told me one lie in your career. Only one.
He said pretty
And
good.
you only lied to the fans and all the people in the world one time. Do you know what that lie was? You don't remember, do you? Larry Bird said that there would be another Larry Bird one day. And Larry, there will never, ever, ever be another Larry Bird.
Wow.
And so, this is mine, and I signed it to you.
Bro, this, bro.
To, the greatest basketball player ever, but more
wow.
important, a friend forever.
This is basketball right here.
I respect you, and I admire you.
Heart and soul. This is what I'm talking about. This is what the NBA should be about, bro. Bro, competitors first and the embracement after, bro. This is love right here. This is what I'm talking about. This is the NBA. This is the type of NBA I wish I had. I wish that I could have viewed Michael Jordan, like how I got to see LeBron. I wish I could have watched Larry Bird or experienced Larry Bird, like how I got to see LeBron. I wish I got to see a lot of these, man, so much GOATs, bro. And the thing is, Larry Bird, he should be in that GOAT conversation. I feel like they need to include him in there, Kareem in there. I feel like Shaq is a GOAT too because, you know, Shaq was dominant, bro, as well. I know Shaq is that guy scared, bro. I know that for a fact. And Kobe should be in there as well. Bro, junk is crazy, bro. Larry Legend is the best trash talker. Not only does he trash talk, he backs it up. He tells you where he's gonna go. He tells you the route he's going. He tells you how he's about to shoot it. He tells you about to receive it. He tells you all of that. That junk is crazy, bro. Crazy. You would think because he's telling them that, they will stop it. No, it does not matter. He's like, oh, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That junk is crazy, bro. But, hey, shout out to Larry Legend. Shout out to all y'all. Love y'all boys. Y'all keep being yourself. Hey, keep being great, bro. Consistency is key, bro. Y'all, hey, Love y'all boys, man. Have a great night. Peace.